Dear student, I am discussing your practical number 3, op-amp as a integrator, op-amp as an integrator circuit. Already I have discussed the two experiments. First experiment I have discussed the op-amp as a adder and subtractor. Second is a op-amp as a current amplifier. Already we know that the mathematical function like adder, subtraction, integration, differentiation, log, antilog, sine hyperbolic function, such kind of the function, mathematical function can be performed with the help of operation amplifier. Today we will see how you can design integrated circuit with the help of op-amp. Let us see the use of the integrated circuit. Integrated circuit is used in an analog computer. It is used in a wave shaping circuit. It is used in a measurement and control applications. It is used in an analog to digital converter. So there are so many applications of the integrated circuit. Your basic, or you can say ideal integrated circuit, here in a feedback path we have connected capacitor CF. This capacitor CF is connected here feedback path, and output of this circuit is given by -1 upon R1 into CF integration 0 to t Vi dt plus integration constant this. In this equation R1 CF is called time constant. It is your time constant, and VOO, that is the at t is equal to 0, what is the output voltage, that is called constant of integration. It is constant of integration or it is integration constant. So this is the equation of the output voltage. VO is this much, and this is your time constant. So in a integrated circuit, output is proportional to the area covered by the input signal, or you can say output is the integration of the input signal Vi, let, and initial voltage on capacitor is 0 and output voltage is 0 at time t is equal to 0. So my equation of the output voltage I can write minus 0 to t integration of input signal. This is my equation of this circuit if I have taken this. Now look here, if I apply Vi as a sine wave, I'll get here, this is a sine, then what I'll get, this is a cosine wave. Integration of sine is nothing but the cosine. So it's very simple. If you Vm sin omega t, I can get Vm cos omega t. Okay. Now let us see, if we apply the square wave, what will be your output voltage. So I am discussing, if you apply the square wave this circuit, what will be your output voltage. Look here, I am showing you now with the help of this diagram. I will show you, if you apply the square wave, you will get your triangle wave for this integrated circuit. So your equation I have written, this is for integrated circuit. This equation of the output voltage for integrated, provided your time constant of the circuit is 1 second and time integration constant of the circuit is 0. So this is the equation of output voltage. Now let us apply the square wave, then what will be your output. So I am applying a square wave here. I am applying a square wave as the input signal. This is your my input signal. Vi I am showing you. This is the square wave having input voltage A, amplitude A I am writing. This is 0 to T by 2. This is T. Now let me show my output voltage from what will happen during this time, what will happen during this time. And this is my 0. I am showing you my this axis. So this is your minus A amplitude. Okay. This is the axis of the output voltage I am writing. This is the axis of the output voltage. Okay. Let me show output voltage by different color. This is output voltage and like this. So you let us write the equation now. For 0 to T by 2, my input voltage is constant, it is plus A. It is a constant, you can say it is a constant. It's a constant. This is a constant. So what will be my output? It is minus A integration dt, 0 to t. So you can say minus Et. Means as time at t is equal to 0, it is 0. As t is increases, the voltage increases. So I can say here, at this point, look here, at this point I want to draw here, and at this point. So from 0, this is your 0, this is 0, up to this time, means as this is the voltage input is constant, but this t increases, so my equation of VO increases. I am showing you increases. And is slope of this line y is equal to mx plus c. This slope is your minus a. So this is your minus at. And slope of this ramp, this is a ramp voltage, it is your minus a. So up to t by 2 time I am showing you, because up to t by 2 time your voltage is plus positive maximum voltage. Now for t by 2 onwards, see my Vi input is negative. So naturally if you put here negative sign, so my output is your AT. Second time increases, voltage increases, so it will be like this. So this is your positively increase, you can understand. This is a negatively decrease, you can say yes, positively increase. The slope of this line is plus a, slope of this line is minus a, slope of this line is minus a, slope of this line is plus a. Again from here to here it is plus, so your output is minus a, minus 80, then plus 80. So I'll get such kind of the waveform. This is the ramp voltage, so it is called, it is nothing but the, you can say, triangle wave you will get here. You will get triangle waves. So when input is your square wave, your output is your triangle wave for this integrated circuit. I think you understand how the, for if you apply the, very simple, if you apply a sine, if my voltage is sine voltage, sine omega t, so output is cos omega t. So if you apply a sine, you will get cos. If you apply the square wave, you will get triangle. So if you apply the triangle, you will get sine wave. If you apply the triangle, you will get the sine wave. Remember. Now, see, this is called ideal circuit, or it is called basic integrated circuit. The gain of this circuit is decided by this feedback capacitor. The reactance of this capacitor decides gain of the circuit. So at low frequency, or you can say at zero frequency, when omega is zero, when omega is zero means your input there is only DC, nothing is there, then this offer a 1 upon 2 pi fc frequency 0, this offer infinite reactance. If this offer infinite reactance, I told you gain decided by this reactance of the capacitor. So at zero frequency, this offer infinite reactance, as a result gain will be infinite. So output will be saturated. Infinite is not possible, you know that. So output of this circuit will be saturated, means maximum plus VCC or minus VCC. So you know this output is saturated when omega is 0, or you can say omega is at low frequency. When omega is 0, or you can say at low frequency, you will get your output is saturated. Your output is saturated. And when omega is 0, then input offset, due to input offset voltage, gain will be your infinite. Because when omega is 0, then the reactance of this capacitor is infinite, and this input of due to input offset voltage, you will get infinite output, means your saturated output voltage. This is one problem. Second, due to bias current, when omega is 0, then due to bias current, this capacitor will be charged, and due to charging and discharging of the capacitor, we will get the ramp output voltage. So this is the second problem. When omega is 0, then due to bias current, capacitor will be charged, and due to charging and the discharging of the capacitor, we will get ramp up and ramp down voltage at the output. To avoid this problem, or to overcome these two limitations, one, you can say feedback resistor is added here. So feedback resistor I am adding here. Look here, what the way I am adding here, the feedback resistor. I am adding some, see here, I am adding here some feedback resistor, you can see here in a feedback path, in a R compensated resistor is connected here. Due to this, the error due to bias current will be reduced. Already you know that. This is the input signal, this is R1, and here is your capacitor, this is a CF, this is a VO, and VO added here one feedback resistor RF of a high value. Generally this is, we are taking 10 times of the R1. Generally RF we are taking 10 times of the R1 to overcome the limitation. Now look here, see, you can see what is the difference here. So here we have connected one RF, you can see here RF is connected, okay, to avoid the two limitations we are facing. And now let us discuss on this, whether you are getting a this overcome or not, are you overcoming the two limitation or not, that I am discussing. Then we will go on the practical part. So when you connect the RF, then at low frequency, your omega is 0, CF is what? Infinite. As a result, this RF parallel XCF will only what? RF. In a initial, when omega is 0, this is your infinite. So due to infinite reactance of this, output will be saturated. Now it is different. See, Here at when omega is 0 or omega is low, let me say, it is both is the same low, then this is your infinite. And RF is in parallel with the CF. So effective resistance of this is nothing but the RF. You can say it is nearly about RF. So your this component decide your gain. Now this is not infinite. This component is not infinite. This is your, you can say, finite. As a result, gain will be finite. At low frequency your omega is 0. So the gain of the circuit is nothing but the minus RF upon R1 when omega is 0, or you can say omega is low. So it behaves as a inverting amplifier. At low frequency it behaves as an inverting amplifier. So one problem is overcome. Second, due to this component, your effect of the input bias current is reduced. I am discussing about the how to perform the experiment. So first, I have to keep my input voltage of the frequency is 0.5 volt RMS. Okay. Here I will connect AFO. Here I will connect AC millivolt meter. AC millivolt meter. This is your practical circuit. To overcome these two problems here, whatever problem we are facing in an ideal integrator, we have connected resistor RF. This is called practical integrator, or it is called lossy integrator. This circuit is called lossy integrator. This is called practical integrator circuit, or it is called lossy integrator. Lossy integrator circuit. Lossy integrator. Sir, why it is called lossy integrator? The parallel combination of RF and CF behave like a capacitor which dissipate the power like ideal capacitor. Which dissipate the power like ideal capacitor. As a result, this circuit is called lossy integrator. So in practical, we are using this circuit, not this circuit. This is your ideal, but to avoid the two problems, we are connecting one RF, and this is used in a practical. So in a practical, you have to connect this circuit. And what is the way to do the practical? Here you have to connect the plus 12 volt to the pin number your 7. This is a pin number 4 is a minus 12. This is your pin number 6. You have to connect the out, and ground with respect to ground, you know, this is a, now this is a pin number 2, this is a pin number 3. Okay. So this is what is the way to do the experiment? Look here. First you connect here the AFO. Connect the AFO. Keep your input voltage is 0.5 voltage. Connect here with AC millivolt meter. Vary the frequency F from 10 Hz to, you can do up to 10 kilohertz. Measure your output voltage. Measure your output voltage. Measure your output voltage. And plot the graph of your gain. Means you have to find the gain, VO by VI, then gain in dB means 20 log VO by VI. So what you have to do? Frequency you have to vary, note down the corresponding output voltage, measure the gain in dB. Now you plot the graph. Now you plot the graph of gain versus frequency. This is your gain versus frequency. Now you can see what will happen. Look here. At low frequency, already I told what is the gain? Minus RF by R1. At low frequency. gain, because this work as a, this is your open circuit at low frequency. So this reactor is only nothing but the RF. So gain of the circuit is RF by R1. So as you increase the frequency, your gain decreases because this reactant decreases. So this overall feedback impedance decreases. So gain decreases. So this is the expected one. So I am plotting. Graph will be like this. This is your, here I am showing you minus RF by R1. This is gain in dB, you know. You will get like this. It is decreasing, and at certain frequency, at this frequency, your gain is reduced by minus 3 dB. That frequency is called, it is nothing but that is your FA. It means at this point integration start. At this point integration start, you can say. This is the frequency at which circuit start integrating your input signal, and this is a frequency at which 99% integration will takes place, that is called FB. This is your integration range. This is your integrating range, you can say. So this is the practical. What you have to do in the in experiment? You have to vary the frequency, note down the output voltage, find the gain, and then you have to plot the graph of gain in dB versus frequency. Your graph will be like this. At low frequency you will get maximum gain. As frequency increases, gain decreases because reactance of capacitor decreases. At frequency FA, your gain is reduced by minus 3 dB. That is the frequency at which circuit start integrating, and this is called gain limiting frequency. This gain limiting frequency, or it is this is called gain limiting frequency, or it is called breaking frequency. So this is the frequency at which the gain will be 0. So this is the maximum integration, 99% accuracy you will get at this frequency. So here when F is equal to FA, you will get 55% integration of the input signal. But as this is increases, at this you will get your this FB is 10 times, generally FB is 10 times FA, you will get maximum integration, means 99% accuracy of the integration of the input signal will be obtained at the output. Now, this is your gain limiting frequency, or it is known as a break frequency. Now, what is the value of FA? FA is nothing but the, let me write FA and FB. FA is nothing but the 1 upon 2 pi RF into CF, and FB is nothing but the 1 upon 2 pi R1 into CF. This is this is your theoretical one calculation. This is a practical one. If I give the value of this value, this is your 100K, this is a 0.022 microfarad, this is a 10K, this is your 10 kilo ohm. Do the experiment and check the value of FA and FP. Already I have given the value of RF and CF. You calculate this value and do the experiment and see whether I am getting this or not. This is the first part you have to do in your experiment. Again I am telling you what you have to do. You have to construct this circuit. This circuit. Keep your input voltage 0.5 volt. Apply sine wave voltage. This is your input, is your nothing but you can say sine wave I am applying. Input is nothing but the sine wave, and keep your input voltage is 0.5 volt. Vary the frequency with this here means with respect to ground, it is to be understood. So vary the frequency from 10 hertz to 10 kilohertz, or even though you can move according to the value you have selected. Measure the output voltage from VCO or this AC voltmeter. Find the gain in dB. Then plot the graph of gain in dB versus frequency. See, at no frequency you will get the minus RF by R1. As frequency increases, this decreases. Whatever you are getting here, the gain, from this you are getting minus 3 dB. That is called your, you can say, it is your FA. It is called gain limiting frequency. Means from this your circuit start to do the integration. And then again you increase the frequency and see at which frequency your gain will be 0. Okay, it's so near to 0. This is a range of integrations. So you can verify with the experiment. This is a theoretical one. So you can calculate and you can check. This is one part. In second part, you have to apply your input signal here, sine wave, and stress your output voltage. You should get your cosine wave. When you apply the sine wave, you should get the cosine wave. If you apply the square wave, you should get a triangle wave. If you apply the triangle wave, you will get sine wave. You have to test this waveform in a laboratory. So this is the way to do the experiment of op-amp as a integrator circuit. Generally, FA and FB are selected such that FA should be less than FB. Okay, and we are taking RF is nothing but a 10 R1. Generally, we are taking like this. For a perfect integration, if the circuit work as a perfect integration, then periodic time of the input signal should be greater than or equal to RF CF time constant. So for the proper integration of the circuit, your periodic time of the input signal RF should be greater or equal to RF CF. This is called condition to get proper integration of the circuit. Suppose someone say, I want to integrate only one frequency. So it is better you take what F and FB, and the frequency which you want to take as integrating, that you select as FB, and FA should be nothing but the FB by 10. Suppose you want to integrate the certain range of the frequency, then you select lower frequencies FA, higher frequencies FB. And student, in this experiment you have to do the two parts. Let me repeat the procedure again. You have to solder this circuit, or you have to construct this circuit on a breadboard, and you have to connect the power supply plus 12, minus 12, and here AFO, here AC millivoltmeter, output in AC millivoltmeter. Keep your input signal is a sine wave signals. Okay. Keep the amplitude of the signal is 0.5 VRMS. Now, what is the procedure? Vary the frequency from 10 Hz to 10 kHz in a suitable step and note down the corresponding value of the output voltage. Find the value of the gain and then gain in dB. Then you have to plot the graph. Gain in dB, this is your gain in dB. You have to write gain in dB. You have to plot the graph gain in dB versus frequency. Then you have to find the frequency experimentally FA at which your gain is reduced by 3 dB by this way. See, this is 10 dB, then this is your 7 dB. So I should actually, this is your 3 dB. I have to mention properly. This value is what? 3 dB. So here this is whatever your gain is there, gain maximum, this value is A maximum minus 3 dB, this value. Now, from this you find the FA and find the frequency FB at which it is your gain is reduced to 0. This is a experimental value of F and B, FA and FB, and this your practical, the theoretical value. With the help of this you can get the and you have to compare this. For designing of the circuit, FA should be less than FB, RF should be nearly 10 RF, and this is a condition for a integrated circuit. Periodic time should be greater or equal to what? Time constants. In a second part, you have to connect here the function generator. Function generator you have to connect. You give the input sine signal. See, you have to connect the CRO. See, CRO with dual channel CRO. One channel you have to connect here. Second channel you have to connect here. So, input one channel measure your sine wave input signal. The second channel will measure your output. So, it will be cosine wave. If you give the square wave, and then here you will get triangle wave. So one channel number 1 you have to connect to the here you have to connect the CRO for second part. Channel number 1 here CRO, channel number 2 you can say this is channel number 1. So in channel number 1, suppose you have given the input is sine wave, the output you should get cosine wave. If the channel number 1, if you have given the input is square wave, you will get output is a triangle. If you have given the triangle input, then output is a sine wave. So this you have to verify in this your practical lab. Okay, thank you.